Hello and welcome to Monday's programme. We're live across the West Country.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. A man had to be dragged to safety while his clothes were still burning after his bungalow exploded in a small Cornish village.
Residents described hearing what's...
Latest, we can cross live and speak to Grace Pascoe at the scene of devastation there. How's it looking, Grace?
And Grace, that man dragged to safety. Do we know how he's doing this evening?
Yes, well, one man...
Well, next tonight, heavy downpours across North Devon have led to landslides and the flooding of many houses and businesses.
In Barnstaple, people were told to...
Lawrence is live in Combe Martin Forest this evening, where the High Street became a river. Richard, what's the latest there this evening? Let's turn to other news in the region now. Plastic collected by volunteers on Devon and Cornwall's beaches will now be recycled in Exeter. The South West's
24 new or expanded schools could be built in Somerset, the majority in Taunton, Bridgewater and Yeovil. If approved, the first phase of development will cost more than 100.
Major works have started on one of Cornwall's main roads. It means a diversion.
Now, increasing numbers of young people from Devon and Cornwall are being blackmailed into sending sexually explicit images of themselves.
Across the country, police are reporting a rise in so-called sextortion cases. Last year, there were 13 incidents reported by Devon and Cornwall Constabulary.
Well, in a moment, we'll be speaking to the Exeter-based UK Safer Internet Centre about how to stay safe online. But first, Ken Goodwin's been speaking to one girl about the dangers of sharing images over the internet. Well, I can speak with Laura Higgins from the UK Safer Internet Centre, which is based in Exeter. Laura, a shocking case there, but certainly not an isolated one.
No.
Good advice indeed. And there is more on this story on our social media pages today, including...
Now you're watching ITV News here in the West Country with John T and Kylie. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. There's still plenty more to come on tonight's programme before 6:30, including...
And after us, the ITV News continues with the national and the international stories at 6:30. Here's Mary Nightingale with the details.
But now more on that decision by UKIP leader Henry Bolton to remain as the head of the party. Earlier today, South West MEP William Dartmouth from Newton Abbot stepped down from UKIP's front bench, saying he can't work under Bolton's leadership. He
had held the trade and industry brief and is one of many who announced their resignations today. David Wood is live in Westminster for us this evening. And David, just remind us why Henry Bolton's position is under pressure.
John,
OK, David, so what's the next big test for the party in the region then?
Well, in this...
It's time for sport now, and Yeovil Town are preparing to face Manchester United on Friday night, but will do without star winger Otis Khan.
Khan, who's a former United youth player and a lifelong Red Devils fan, will miss the chance to take on his idols after being sent off on Saturday. With that and the rest of the weekend's action, here's Chris Spittles.
In rugby, Exeter's hopes of progressing in the European Champions Cup are over for another year. The Chiefs arrived...
OK, moving on. In the past, we've told you how to make the perfect cup of tea or the perfect slice of toast. And next on the list, roast potatoes.
Yep, some swear by the sort of fat and temperature they have to be cooked at. But now a group of mathematicians and catering students reckon they've cracked it. Hannah Pettifer explains. Well, we've been talking about this. I don't think that they're potatoes when they're cut like that.
I'm
they're
not sure about
slices
that.
Or wedges. But you said you're going to give it a go.
Yeah, it's made me hungry either way, so got to get on with it now. Right, our weatherman, Alex Beresford, has made it through another round of Dancing on Ice last night on ITV. He took...
Yeah, he'll deliver. I thought he was better the first week than last week.
Yes,
but anyway, you're doing well, Alex.
Another choice, by the way, another choice of subtle colours.
Yeah, exactly. How's the weather looking then, Bob?
It's
Not
looking...
a nice week. Bob, thanks very much. And just before we go, a quick reminder of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening. And a man had to be dragged to safety.
Those of this evening's programme, so it's goodbye from the two of us. The late news tonight at the usual time of 10:30.
But now I hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.